It would be bad enough moving into a woman's place, but her moving into your place? Hell no. Most jurisdictions have laws on the books that can easily be abused by women so inclined. The result would make it nearly impossible for you to evict her or force her to move out when things go south. This scenario would be a nightmare for any man to deal with. In the West, it is a rare woman indeed that will not pull the gender card when needed to unfairly prevail. It's very beneficial to men to be aware of their right to go their own way. I have only just found out about this developing undercurrent of men trending away from women around the world. In many Western countries, a powerful counterculture of heightened female toxicity has damaged and destroyed the lives of generations of men. By now, it has been like a battlefield of carnage for 40 years, leaving a trail of damaged, betrayed, and bereaved men. Consequently, there are now millions of lonely single white divorced middle-aged women across these nations who white men refuse to bond with. And 80% of men earn an average annual income of $50,000, hardly enough to fully support two people today. But what the hell, guys? You can always get a second job. I guarantee, based on 40 years of dating experience, she won't want to continuously work full-time like you. Don't under any circumstances allow a woman to invade your space by moving into your home. If you're stupid enough to do so, then at least have a rent book that she signs each week and make sure she pays her rent. Her name never goes on any bills, etc. In other words, she is just a tenant who can be removed legally. As for marriage, don't do it. I firmly believe that once the man signs the marriage certificate, his prison sentence begins. Guys, look at your 10 male friends who have married, say, 10 to 15 years ago. How many of those men are still married? I'd venture to say that with the current rate of divorce in our country, that at least 80% of divorces are brought on by women. Guys, the stats only become worse from here. I'd strongly men start reading up on these issues long before they sign the marriage certificate. In many countries like Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and some European countries, consider the woman that moves in with you as your common law partner after a year. So, you're basically considered married, with all the obligations coming with that, in case you split up. You lose half your stuff just as if you're married. There will always be a lot of great men who believe it is the best decision to live together prior to getting married. When people come to me and tell me how great they feel about this, I frequently wonder how on earth these guys were able to find a female. They always seem like they're going to make the most of their time together because it's a pleasurable experience. Although it could sound like a good idea, and you might use it to see how strong your connection is, this isn't always the case. However, this is not necessary because it was already ruined when the decision was made. Rather, it is because you moved in together. Feel free to do whatever you want, just avoid doing this one thing. Prior to getting hitched, avoid residing with her. While it's crucial to constantly have the long-term prospect in mind when dating women, it's also important to enjoy the moment while you have them by letting them compromise. If she likes you, it shouldn't be difficult. If you really want to live with a woman, you need to do so in a state with no common law, of which there are plenty. Otherwise, I do agree with this content producer. You have to maintain leverage until they prove they are worthy of trust. This is done over time, noticing consistent good behavior. You have to set boundaries and limits and understand that she will push you on those if you don't have the intestinal fortitude to stick to your guns and just break them off. Modern society has skewed things in favor of women. All they have to offer is temporary and unenforceable. Conversely, compare that to a man if you are not careful. She can drain you of your resources and possessions long after she has done a single thing for you. Simply put, it is much easier to fleece a man than go out there and do the hard work. In most countries, living with a girl without being married has no consequences when you break up. So, living with a girl without marriage not only gives you the opportunity to better know your girl and build stronger bonds with her, but teaches you as well how to manage a relationship day to day. If you don't want to share intimacy with your girl, but when married, chances are high that you get divorced in a short period of time. Both of you only had the fun part of a relationship, and all of a sudden you have to find a way to cohabitate with somebody you discover to be a complete stranger with habits and desires that might not match yours. I think it's something pretty weird to expect a love story when you're so reluctant to trust women, especially the ones you love. Well, your society seems to be very aggressive toward men, and laws make people feel in danger. But I can't believe there are no good girls in the USA. Just stop looking for fake hotties in bar and club. Wife material lives in the real life, not in the night streets. Men are expected to take the lead. Plain and simple. Somewhere along the line, I think everyone must have thought about why women are always the ones who expect everything to be done by the man. I mean, even in long-term relationships, the guy is supposed to do the tough housework and provide for the entire family. Where did the woke feminist go now? What happened to equality, right? Throughout their lives, men are supposed to do everything for women and literally dedicate their lives to providing for, protecting, and helping women. And you know what? Men do that with honor. They do it proudly because that's in their nature. I'm talking about high-value men, not a simp who starts crying if he gets rejected by a girl. But the question is, why is it that women expect everything from a man? Especially when all they can do now is talk about equality and how men have oppressed them and controlled them. It's true that modern women have become too entitled. And when you move in with another woman, that entitlement goes to a whole new level. Here's the basic reason why you shouldn't make this risky choice. Many men claim they are not at all comfortable now that she is constantly around. Though moving in seemed wonderful at the time, these young guys today have a lot of difficulty sustaining stability. In essence, it appears that after the female moves in with them, guys start to lose their frame. They cannot claim that I did not warn them thus. When I do warn them though, they frequently provide defenses like she's different. I'm sure we'll handle this together, and we'll make this work, or similar ones. Since I maintain a strong, impenetrable frame because I am a man, everything will be well. It's either we go Dutch and everything is fair, or I'm not her sugar daddy. Have you ever heard the expression facts don't give a damn about your emotions? It is ideal in this circumstance. Why on earth do so many red-pilled males still make mistakes like this? Even if these men relocate with their women, they are adamant that marriage is not an option. Men are completely content and free before making this dreadful choice. They spend their time wherever they like and do anything they want. However, when a girl enters, they wreck their life by allowing the woman to govern and giving in to her demands more and more. She will begin to wonder what you do since she feels so secure living with you. As you give in to her demands and don't establish any limits, she will undoubtedly make you uncomfortable. Despite the fact that you are in your own home, she continues to acquire authority as you continue to lose it. Guys, the truth is, and you will hear the same from any experienced man you know who's been with women and has lived with them. Do everything you possibly can to avoid living together with a woman. Unless you know for sure she's loyal to you and isn't a typical modern woman, you'd be 1,000,000 times better off living without one in your apartment. Thanks for watching Man Reacts. Show us your love and support by liking this video, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. And let us know your thoughts on this in the comments. We're always up for a healthy debate and discussion.